with a new update here for you. It is 6 o'clock and temperatures are continuing to crash out there. We are looking at dangerous overnight lows and dangerous wind chills into Monday morning. We're getting several school districts calling in, emailing in, letting us know that they're going to be closing. We just got the latest in from the New Orleans public school system and district offices that they'll be closed on Monday. And we have an extensive list on our homepage on fox8live.com. Cold air continuing to funnel in. All the winds that you feel out there, that's what's bringing in that cold air. And we've got ice problems in the northern part of the state and up towards Arkansas. I've been looking at a lot of our camera network, on cameras on our network here. You can see the ice on this camera. This is in Texarkana, Arkansas, right there close to the border of Louisiana. This is what our folks are dealing with in the northern part of our state here. Now, luckily, a lot of that is out of here. In fact, all of that snow is out. A little bit of light snow headed for that region, but for us right now, our main concern is going to be the big plunge tonight and for the next few days. There's where the rain is. The last folks to see the rain now down the mouth of the river. It is exiting. And I did want to address the road concern. So you've got the possibility of course, any kind of water that's left around to freeze when you have temperatures that fall well below freezing. But we also watch the road temperatures because that's going to dictate whether you see ice or not. And so we've got a lot of road temperatures here that are in the 40s, and the numbers will fall, but they're not going to crash like the air temperature. So this is why we're not as concerned about our roads icing in southeast Louisiana. The question is going to be west of Baton Rouge, and of course, always going to be cold here overnight tonight in the northern part of the state. We're going to keep the ice there. You've got patchy ice concerns west of Baton Rouge, but for us, we're not as concerned. Now, it doesn't mean you're not going to see some ice maybe on some areas that maybe had some water pool, on some sidewalks, in your yard. But right now, the winds that we have right now are really helping us out, really helping to dry out any of that water that we have sitting on the roadways. And again, because our roads are so warm, that really helps to keep that from freezing. But you've got those winds that are continuing to come from the north, and they're pretty stiff at times. In fact, that sustained wind speed at the lakefront is there at 23 miles per hour. So it's feeling pretty windy out there, and it's been gusty all day as well. So now we're into the extreme cold part of all of this. We've got that front that's moved out of here. We're pulling in the cold air, and the extreme cold warning, it goes into effect at 6 p.m. today, and it lasts all the way until Tuesday at noon. So we've got pipe freezing cold north and south tonight and into tomorrow night, and no real warm weather in sight here in this forecast. Here is the extreme cold warning. You can see that we're all shaded in pink. That's because we're all still under this extreme cold warning. We had our ice warning up towards northern Louisiana. Now they're taken out of that, and they're put into that extreme cold warning with us. But take a look at where we started this morning. We were in the 70s this morning, and then our temperatures crashed behind that front. That front swept through very quickly this morning, and then it really dropped our temperatures. And so for the last 24 hours, we've seen all types of seasons. The front moved through around 6, 7, 8 o'clock, really depending on where you're at in the state. And then it's been pulling in cold air ever since. A lot of temperatures are in the 30s on the North Shore. We're going to continue pulling in that cold air. We call that cold air advection. When you have the cold air mass to the north and you're just tugging it in with those winds. 30s on the North Shore, already 29 in Macomb, so very cold there. 42 in Belle Chase, 39 in Slidell. Every time I see you, the numbers have dropped. And we expect those numbers to fall to the 20s for tomorrow morning. So we are talking hard freeze territory. So if you've not taken any pipe precautions at this point, now is the time to do it, because as we approach the early morning hours, that's when we'll see the coldest times here. And this is what you're looking at waking up to on Monday morning. This is why a lot of schools have canceled for tomorrow, because those wind chills with these winds are going to be brutal. Here are your winds from the north. This is the wind gust forecast. So we're going to stay gusty. Again, that's what's also helping to dry out our roadways, dry out any kind of water that's lingering on our bridges and overpasses. And then you have that wind chill to factor in. This is for tomorrow morning. Take a look at 5 a.m. tomorrow morning, single digits and teens. If you need to be outside for prolonged periods of time, just know that hypothermia is a real thing, and this is what's going to cause that in not a lot of time. So take a lot of breaks indoors if you work outdoors, if you have to be outdoors. And then through the afternoon, we're not going to recover a ton. Highs actually in the upper 30s, but when you keep that stiff wind, it's going to have those temperatures, those feels like temperatures staying into the 20s for you. And even heading into Monday night to Tuesday morning, still keeping those low wind chills. chills. Actual temperatures on Tuesday morning, even though the winds won't be as strong, are going to be in the teens and the 20s. So we get even colder for Tuesday morning. And I see the coldest, of course, there on the North Shore and inland spots, the river parishes in the teens also on Tuesday morning. That appears to be our coldest morning of the week. And then we've got another morning that we could see, a couple more mornings on the North Shore where we could see some hard freezing numbers. I think we could be around that light freeze zone for the South Shore, but this is going to be the north and west of the lake here, where our coldest lows will be. And then you can see we get a little bit of a break Friday morning, but then as we get into the weekend, another cold push of air will bring us likely more hard freezing numbers. Daytime highs, we are not going to be recovering at all tomorrow, upper 30s. And in fact, the record daytime high, the coldest daytime high that we've seen for tomorrow is 41. So in the upper 30s like this, that would be breaking a record high, but a record cold high. So it's kind of a confusing record here. And then as we move through the week, we're going to try to recover in the 50s. It's still well below normal before another cold front arrives into next weekend. You can stay with us for more updates. We're doing them hourly here for our live stream. Bruce Katz and I will be on tonight at 9 o'clock with more updates, more school closures, and everything you need to know to get your week started with this deep plunge that we have heading our way right now and into tomorrow morning. We'll see you then.
From Fox 8, your weather authority, this has been a severe weather update, sponsored by Egan Insurance Agency. Family to family, business to business since 1954.